something like that we deserve as young people. There is 30% of the youth tenders for the young people, for the youth, for the women, and the people living with disability. 30%. That goes to the national government, to the county government, to the ministries. Where are these tenders? Who are given? Can we have a list even from the ministry? Can we have a list from the county government? Da kwamba hawa ni vijana ambao kwamba wamekuwa wakipata hizi tenda. Hizi tenda 30% za vijana ndizo hizi. Na hawa ndo vijana tumewapatia. Can we have that list from our governors? Because when we say that we have bad governance, let's not just focus a lot on national government. We have devolution. What did the devolution come to do? I mean, devolution came to bring solutions on governance, to trickle down to the village. But is that done? Let's not focus our eyes so much on national government. Let's also focus on the county government, because if it is Ruto who has failed today, amekuwa failed na nani? Na CS, na PS, na governor, na senator, MCA mwenye ulichagua, amekufail.
What's up, everybody? This is Kenya Online Media, your number one source of entertainment news. My name is Eva Nyaga, and my guest right about now goes by the name Waridi. And I know you've seen her on social media because there's a press they did recently with other young people. So we just want to find out what that was about and her take on the current state of affairs, because she is a youth leader. Waridi, welcome to Kenya Online Media.
Asante sana, shukran sana. I'm so humbled to be here. Yes. Rais wa vijana. Ndio.
Okay. Rais wa vijana. So kama rais wa vijana, kwa nini vijana wanaitanga rais wetu Zakayo?
Unajua Zakayo ni jina ambalo kwamba tumeliona sana tukiangalia sehemu ya Biblia. Na pale katika Biblia yeye alikuwa mtoza ushuru. Na nadhani wa Kenya wamekuwa wakimlinganisha sana kama mtoza ushuru kwa sababu tunajua kwamba rais wetu ni mtu ambao kwamba anapenda kanisa sana. So pengine they derived it from there. So maybe na mambo na tax. Ndio.
So umesema wewe ni rais wa vijana. So who is currently representing Gen Zs? Ama wanasema it's a tribeless movement, it's a leaderless movement. Who is representing Gen Zs?
I think as per now, we do not have a leader representing Gen Z. This one, I can call it's a generational revolution. And anytime in history when we have generational revolution, sometimes it's a wind. It's a wind that comes. And for now, this wind, it's called Gen Z. And it is tribeless. It is leaderless, and of course it's borderless. We can see how united they are, and these are young people. And as a millennial, I can see it from a distance, and I can see it from afar. Revolution when it's coming up. Sisi millennial. If you are one, kuna wakati tulijaribu kuleta change, but for this one, I mean, I salute them, and they're doing an amazing. I don't think they have a leader per now. Mimi ni rais wa vijana katika shirika la Kenya Youth Organization.
So wewe si leader wa Gen Z?
Hapana. Mimi ni millennial. Mimi si leader wa Gen Z. But I would advise, and like recently on the video that did trend, I was requested to go and probably advise on what could be done. I mean, which is okay. Yeah.
Okay. Like in that moment, ndio ulikuwa requested ama after that?
Yes, that particular moment. But you see, even in the organization that we run, it has Gen Zs. So as their president, lazima nitawakilisha in different platforms here and there.
Having interacted with so many of them, do they want, our current president as their president moving forward?
As per now, on Twitter, we've seen a lot of hashtags going on, Ruto must go, and all that. I mean, I'm not sure, but, whenever you are in a war zone, it's okay for you to strategize and say, okay, I'm handling this particular, this is the enemy you're handling. We focus with them. But you cannot generalize, ya kwamba you focus with them, uko na huyu. You have to focus in one. So what happens after we win the war? We re-strategize again and look for the next war to win again. So I think if we can have such structure and strategy, I think we can be able to win, as not just as Gen Z, but as youth in general, because what is affecting Gen Z, it's affecting all the youths in Kenya. Yes, yes.
So umesema, people need to re-strategize, on the next war. And when the protests were going on, it came to a point, I think on Tuesday and the other Thursday, where the protests were infiltrated by goons. I'm sure you saw that. So, and I've seen people saying that we need to re-strategize so that we can go back to the streets and continue protesting. I don't know what your take on that. What's your take on that?
Because one, the war is over. The war was over, that we were fighting against the finance bill. Now, finance bill, it has been rejected and the president has refused to assent. Sindio? So that war is done. So what next? Can we go now to the next war? Which is the next war? Can we now sit down again and re-strategize and plan how we move from this step to the other one? Yes, because the first war is done. So let's not confuse a lot of wars pamoja hapana. We want to win. As youths, we want to win. As Gen Z, you want to win. We have to give time after another. Deal.
So what is the next thing what is the next thing now that the bill has been, dropped? What next? Because I know kuna wenye maybe they are still not happy with the current state of things, they are still not happy. Na kuna yenye, some of them are like, fine, the bill has been rejected. Now we want our president to go home. Is that the next war?
I can see the Twitter hashtag is saying so, but I want to let the people know that as the president said earlier, that there is procedure to be followed. If you want the Ruto must go, it is fine. The youth of Kenya, if you want Ruto to go, it is okay. But how does that happen? Can we now get to the right procedure then, if you really want it? Can we go to the right procedure to let him go? And how is he going? Is he resigning? Are we pushing back, taking him to where? Is it Sugoya Mawapi? To Tampeleka? How are you planning to do this? As youths, tunapanga aje. What is our plan? So the hashtag inaendelea ndio. But you must remember, there's some procedure ya kwamba ni lazima zifuatwe na sheria. So yeye mwenyewe hata juzi in the interview he said kuna sheria ambayo kwamba inafaa kufuatwa. So we don't just do it from Twitter side. Yes. Yes.
When you did the press with the other young people, you told the president that he had 36 hours to have some form of dialogue with the young people. How is that going?
I think it's going so well because we were to have an next day. He agreed. That was the first thing. He agreed. The main aim of this dialogue is because one, watu walikuwa wamekufa sana during the protests. We've lost a lot of souls, and may their soul rest in peace. And it's so sad, and some are in the hospital still, bado wanauguza majeraha, which is so bad. And we cannot be able to continue getting wounded as a nation like this. Businesses are closed. Kuna mtu alichukua deni na loan afanye hiyo biashara ameclose, wengine wameibiwa imeisha. I mean, this is not the Kenya we want. And we know so many countries that surround us and our neighborhood that started like this. Na ikakuwa worse. And right now they're behind. Talk of the DRC, Ethiopia, wamekuwa hapa. And the other time I was talking to one of the finance minister wa Ethiopia, and he was telling me we used to be somewhere like where Kenya is right now, and it's not a good place that you guys are heading to. So that's why we felt like, and that's also my opinion. Can we embrace dialogue? Can we look for a common ground where we can be able to talk and strategize na tujue where are we going as a country? Because Kenya is bigger. Kenya is bigger than anyone, than the president, than us. Kenya is bigger. So what is kind of generation are we setting up for our children and the children to come? Yes.
So when this dialogue happens, maybe what issues are the young people going to address, when the president comes on board and, he's having dialogues with the young people? What issues will they tackle?
First of all, there are so many issues that I said Kenya, it's wounded already. Tuko mahali pabaya sana. First of all, the first thing, it's about governance. We have bad governance. And that one goes along with mambo na nepotism that ziko kwa government, and also mambo na corruption. It's too much, taxation, and all that. So I think as young people, we're going to focus more on governance. Yes, and also job creation, and there's so many things, but it revolves around the governance, and of course job opportunity for young people, because we have a lot of graduate, and that's why you're saying they are not hawachoki, because at the end of the day, what are we going to do? Sina kazi. So I mean naweza pata tu nitatafuta kitu ya kufanya. Kuna maandamano tuende, kuna nini tuende, because at the end of the day I do not have something to do, and I'm fighting for my right. It is okay to fight for our rights, and it's okay to have different of opinion as young people, as youth. It is okay, but can we now find a common ground where we can be able to resolve, to talk, engage, and negotiate for what we deserve, something like that we deserve as young people. There is 30% of the youth tenders for the young people, for the youth, for the women, and the people living with disability. 30%. That goes to the national government, to the county government, to the ministries. Where are these tenders? Who are given? Can we have a list even from the ministry? Can we have a list from the county government? Da kwamba hawa ni vijana ambao kwamba wamekuwa wakipata hizi tender. Hizi tender 30% za vijana ndizo hizi. Na hawa ndo vijana tumewapatia. Can we have that list from our governors? Because when we say that we have bad governance, let's not just focus a lot on national government. We have devolution. What did the devolution come to do? I mean, devolution came to bring solutions on governance, to trickle down to the village. But is that done? Let's not focus our eyes so much on national government. Let's also focus on the county government, because if it is Ruto who has failed today, amekuwa failed na nani? Na CS, na PS, na governor, na senator, MCA mwenye ulichagua, amekufail. Amemfail huo rais ambao kwamba sahi right now probably he cannot be able to deliver. Yeah, so let's not even focus so much on national government, but also to the county. Let's knock those doors and let's us know. Is it 30% is a tender? Ambao ni za vijana, the women, people living with disability. Can we see those people living with disability? Kwamba mmepati at least other 4 ama 3. Can we see them? Because we have this tender every day, but they're given to the people who have big bellies and all that. But young people, where are we? We have the companies, we have them. Yeah.
So the young people are calling for accountability.
Accountability, and of course, it goes down to what we deserve and our rights as young people. Yes.
That is very, very solid. That's a solid point, because I don't think I've heard anyone talk about an issue like that. All right. So you've talked about watu vile waliuliwa, and in your opinion, how should the government have handled that? Because even when the president addressed that, hakukuwa na some form of empathy. Like, what should they have done to make sure and to comfort, Gen Zs wenyewe and the families and the entire Gen Z community and millennials as well, just to reassure them and kuwafanya wa feel we are sorry and this should have been done better?
If I think there's no enough sorry for someone who has died, fighting for their rights, or even when they are sick. We do not have enough sorry for that. No amount of apologies can equate to someone who is dead. Because one, you're not Jesus, you cannot resurrect them. Yeah. Secondly, there's not enough amount that you can be able to give so that you can resonate with that family. And that's why I started by saying, may their soul rest in peace, and may you be comforted, and my condolences right here. But I think for the government, I think they would have addressed this issue in a better way. Probably to give a state barrier. Probably, maybe we see the government getting down to those homes and them personally, leading the barrier, in a way that shows the amount of small sorry. I mean, that would maybe make some sense and maybe make the family, feel a bit better. Yeah, because they were fighting for their rights. They were fighting, and it's so sad. It is so sad. Yeah.
Because I also saw Boniface Mwangi talk about, the churches also hawataki masses zao, like mass, vigils to be done for the young people who passed away. Do you think the church also failed the young people?
I haven't heard of such. Neither have I heard Boniface Mwangi talking about it. But I think it is the mandate, or it is part and parcel of the church to hold the vigil. It is because at the end of the day, kama mimi nilikuwa naenda church fulani, I mean hiyo church ndio inafaa kunizika, so it is their role to do that, and they should not deny it or just keep off from that. It is their duty. It is their duty to do that.
During the protest, do you think the church failed the young people as well during that time? Hata si sahi peke yake.
I wouldn't really want to get into church because, one, I'm born again, and two, the church is a central and also a refuge to everybody who is wounded, who is hurt, who is want to some help. The church should serve as such, and if it is not serving as a savior in such a circumstance, then I feel like it has failed. Yes. Yeah.
We've talked about Zakayo Shuka. So in the event that, that happens, do the young people have someone solid that can actually lead them?
I do not want to... I do not know yet, Eve, but I think... I'm not sure if it could happen. Maybe when the term is done. I'm not sure. Maybe when the term is done. Because one, he might not be able to resign. You cannot be able to resign. When you're commander-in-chief, I mean, it's impossible. I think, that is impossible. But I think when the term is done, definitely. When the right time comes, we as Kenyans shall make our decisions. Yes, when the right time comes.
Yeah. We've seen so many people standing up wakisema, I'm representing Gen Z, or sijui there should be a party for the young people, nini. What's your take on that? Like, what direction should the young people follow? If they need a leader, if they decide to pick out, our leader is Waridi, what direction should they follow? Ndio pia avoid mistakes zenye predecessors wao wamekuwa wakifanya.
Ni ngumu because right now, we are talking in a mass of socials, okay, especially on X. This is where we have it all, and definitely from Twitter you might not be able to pick this is gonna be our leader, this cannot be our leader, huyu ndio leader wa Gen Z. It might not be so, and I think if young people have it all. One, they are innovative, they are creative. So definitely through the same platform, probably tutafanya voting, maybe online, like what we did in my organization. Probably you're going to do some voting, and we get the right leader, which as young people would find suitable to lead. Yes.
This movement that started, wameweza kuachieve, young people have achieved what they wanted, right? And what they're calling for is not even, because I've had several people talking about it, it's not the taxes that we are worried about, it's the accountability. Let's not have leaders flashing money yet you're not doing something on the ground. So in the event that leaders are still not accountable, should they go back to the streets and continue protesting?
I think the president has already heard what the Kenyans want and what the young people want. So what I believe is him and his cabinet or his advisor will be in a better position. And actually yesterday, Honorable Ndwale said, if at all, hata kama ni mimi, I'm not working enough or I'm not able to deliver according to what you've given me as Mr. President, just sack me, just let me go, including my fellow. So I feel like the president right now, if he feel like there's a leader, PS, that he's not serving him right or delivering, helping him to deliver, given the Kiki government, then let them be sacked. We are not going. It's so tiresome to get to the protests and demonstration. What we need is accountability, kazi zikuje, good governance. That is all we need. Actually, tunachoka kupita kwenda kwa street. We are tired, and we do not want even people to any more young people to die because of the said protests. Yeah, but as for today, we had a very calm and peaceful demonstration, which is what we wanted and what we need. So kama raisi unaona watu wako hawakusaidii, not just PS and CS, hata governor, tuambie, we're going to vote him out. Yes, very fast.
Very, very fast. Yeah. So during the protest, and this whole thing was, voting yes and no, yes and no. So wale MPs usually vote yes. I don't know, it's like some people have started changing tune, Initially kulikuwa na kiburi fulani, but sahi things are coming down. Are they changing because of the pressure? Ama they are changing because their leader has decided to reject the bill? Why are they changing tune? In your opinion?
In my own opinion, I feel like the pressure has increased and everybody can feel it. Okay? From the top to the bottom, including MCA. Anajua sahi nisipofanya kazi, the young people are coming for me. So already enough for any leader to know that he needs to work. And that's why we saw yesterday at the Senate, even yesterday at the Senate, they are out and loud fighting now for the people that they were elected to serve, and not just themselves. Wamekata ma increment. Unajua, hiyo ni haijaifanyika Kenya nzima in our history. It has never happened, but it is happening because people are now educated. People know what they need and what they deserve. People are already alert and standing and waiting to get what they deserve. So they are the door ready. Tumekuwa tumekati mahali tu hivi chini, tunawasubiri, tunawacheki tu. But sasa hii tumesimama, tumenok na tuko hapa kwa gate. Na hatutoki, tuko hapa kwa door. Hatutoki, hatuondoki. We're waiting for what we deserve. So that is exactly what it is. And the only solution, it is the president to look at his people, at the cabinet, the people who help him to serve, the advisors, everybody, awacheki hivi, aseme, wewe unanisaidia kazi, wewe unanisaidia, are you helping me to deliver or not? If you're not, just work on, because I believe Kenya, we have enough people to lead the country in different offices and they're able to deliver. Yes.
So mtu mwenye afanyi kazi, the president should do away with them.
Yes. Because that is a person who is failing him. Yes, as a person. Because wezi niambia, sisi kama wa Kenya, asubuhi they were like, togo, kirate, yes? What has changed? What has changed? Is it not the same person? What has changed? Do we need to give him more time to do what we had seen that he would do? Why were we wakirairing kitambo mapema asubuhi? Why? What has changed? Definitely. Pengine, unajua, there is this saying that huyo si mbaya, wenye wanamfuata ndio mbaya. Unajua, it is a saying that at some point it has some humor in it, but it has some sense in it. It has some truth in it. How are your people wanakusaidia aje kudeliver your manifesto? So I believe ya kwamba this person that we voted, what has changed? Young people, what has changed to this person that he is not able to deliver anymore? Maybe can we give him chance? Maybe can we have some dialogue to help to kumwambia hizi vitu. Now there's some people who are saying the government knows what they should be done, but is it so sure like kwamba wanajua? Because kama wanajua wangekuwa wamefanya. So if there is a chance for us to say it, what we deserve and what we want, can we utilize that moment? Can we utilize that time so that we can be able to speak? And if the government knows what they're supposed to do, please, government, can you do what you were supposed to do? Yes, deliver what you promised.
Do you think they know what they're supposed to do?
I believe they do know. Wanajua, they know what they're supposed to do. Tayari kulikuwa na manifesto mzuri sana, wagwan kabisa. Tufuate hiyo manifesto. Mpaka mwisho. And I know and I believe this person that we woke up in the morning to say, I mean, we maybe a reminder, maybe.
So he's not, hana shida yeye, ni watu wake pia wenye wako na yeye.
Say that. I do not want to say that. I don't want to say that. But I want to say, I say that is a statement that people use it and it has humor in it. It has humor in it. But also I said that if even in the house, if the leader of the house is not right or is not doing things right, then it means probably mama hafanyi kazi yake ama watoto hafanyi kazi yake, ndio maana hiyo nyumba haiko sawa. So maybe he should cross check on his people if they're delivering on towards his manifesto or not. Yes.
And everybody, you know, even during the protest, kila mtu alikuwa like, Ruto he's a liar, you know, we are tired of the lies, nini. Do you think moving forward, people will be able, it's not like they don't see through the lies, do you think they'll be able to, like, hii maneno yote ya uongo itaisha?
Unajua, mtu ataitwa muongo wakati hajadeliver ama wakati hajafanya vitu zenye anafaa kufanya. So wewe kama unajua ulifaa kufanya kitu hii number 1, number 2, number 3, fanya. That's way probably hautaitwa muongo. Unajua? So watu wafanye kazi yake. Wakenya tulirauka asubuhi tukapiga kura. So the rest tumewachi, you deliver what you promised. And that's why ataitwa muongo, because hajafanya hili, hajafanya ile. The youths, mama mboga wako wapi? Watu wa bodaboda vipi? Unajua? Hustlers and the taxes ndizo hizo ziko juu sana. Can he deliver what he promised the people? Yeah.
Should we see more, you know, representation of the young people, you know, in all government aspects? Like, should we have young people like Gen Zs tuwaone, you know, in more government functions, aspects, you know, advising, nini. Maybe wenye wako already sahi, they don't know what they need to be doing. They need some advice hapa na pale, just to know that this is the direction we are going to. We are moving away from this. Indo inabamba sasa. Maybe in terms of even technology, and just telling them that the young people, this is what they want. Si hii yenye mnafikiria sisi tunataka.
Well, I believe and I really hope and pray that the Kenya Kwanza government shall be able to accommodate more people, especially the Gen Z. Unajua Gen Z wenye tunaongelelea wako 30 years, wako 29 years. Ni mtu amemaliza kampo, ako nje ana hustle, amekosa job, ako 31. Imefika 31.
Gen Z wamefika 31.
Wako
hata hawajafika 30, 27 I think at most.
Gen Z ako 27 sahi.
27 kwenda chini.
Yeah, exactly. Gen Z sahi ako 27, 28. Huyu ni mtu amemaliza kampo na anatafuta job. And these people are very innovative and they are creative. If they can be accommodated, now they have their specialization on whatever course they did. So as the Kenya Youth Organization, we advocate for youth inclusion. Can we have more young people, especially the Gen Z, being given a space on those tables? Because we say that if you are not in the table, you are the menu. Now, I don't think that's why there is all this, revolution, because hatutaki kukuliwa tena. Hatutaki. Gen Z pia wamesema hawataki. They should be listened to, and they should be given opportunities and spaces in those offices to make decisions and also come up with policy that will serve them. Yes.
One last question as we wind up. We saw DCI unveiling faces of the people who are said to have looted different places, nini. But we have also not seen, as Kenyans, you know, some accountability from the government side for the officers who are captured doing things, you know, bad things to the people as well, like shooting at people, tear gassing people who are just protesting peacefully. And even the officer who told that young lady that tunaua wengine, you know, we have not seen that. So what's your take on that? What should be done?
I think the responsible people in the of course in the offices of the DCI and the NIS, the IPOA, especially the IPOA, they should take the charge of this, because actually this is where they come in. IPOA should be able to investigate about their officers. Of course, there were a lot, and tunawasikia kwa video wakisema wataua wengine. They should get them and get accountable. Na kwanza hata si kuwa accountable, kama ni wakwenda nyumbani aende nyumbani, because I mean that was so extreme. And for the young people that we've seen also it's circulating on socials, I think it's something, well, you know, at different capacity. I wouldn't want to comment on that, actually. Yes.
Okay, any final remarks, a word to the young people, a word to our president, to our leaders?
Let justice be served, both to the officers and the young people. These young people who are outside there fighting for their rights. Okay, they're outside there crying, and of course out there speaking for the generation to come. Let justice be. And justice, of course, tumesema na accountability ikue kwa government, and of course hizo good governance that comes along na of course job hizo my inflation, let's check on all that. So I mean we're going to have a peaceful country, and let's remember that Kenya is bigger. Let's remember Kenya is bigger, and if there is a chance or an opportunity for people to speak to each other, to look so that we can be able to have peace in Kenya, maybe I feel like we should utilize that moment and that chance, so that we can be able to have a peaceful Kenya, one people. So that we can be able to move forward, because at the end of the day, what happens when we continue with all this, you know, people, biashara zinafungwa nini na nini, what happens at the end of the day? We are losing more souls. Let's rethink, let's re-strategize, and let's see what we can be able to do as a nation. Yes. Right.
A message for the young Kenyans as well from your organization, the one that you lead.
I would love to speak to my people and let them know that what we do in the Kenya Youth Organization, we advocate for peace, and we also advocate for climate action, and we also advancing a lot on sustainable development goals. So we shall be able to continue, and our structure runs down from the village level to the national level. So we shall be able to continue fighting for the inclusion of the young people, not only for the organization. We are 11,680 young people who are elected online, and also some are nominated. We shall be able, we shall stand for the people always, and make sure kwamba pia tunahakisha kwamba inclusion inafanyika vile inafaa. Let's keep calm, and let's see where God takes us as an organization, because we are an NGO. Yeah.
Socials, if you don't mind.
Yes, on my socials, Waridi Kenya, on all platforms, on Twitter at Miss President Kenya. Yes.
Thank you so much for your time, Waridi.
Asante sana, nashukuru sana, and also I saw some few comments on my last video, because nilisema mimi ni rais wa vijana. Mimi ni rais wa vijana katika shirika lisilo la serikali la Kenya Youth Organization, where we have 11,680 young people countrywide, from represented in each and every village, ward, sub-county and national level. These are young people who have a lot of zeal in leadership and governance, and we're so humble, and we are so open on partnership and collaboration with any organization that works towards the youth agenda. Yes.
So watu walikumisunderstand
tena vibaya sana, leader wa Gen Z. Now I was not saying on behalf of the Gen Z, but also I have a Gen Z in the organization, so I respect their views, and it is okay. Let me say this, young people, we can have different opinions, views and feelings towards whatever is happening. Let's respect people's opinion and the views. Yes, because we have freedom of speech, but also let's exercise it in the right way. Let's exercise it in a just way. Because your opinion might not be my opinion. Respect that. Let's respect each other in that way. Na tutaishi vizuri, amani, furaha na undugu na umoja.
Right. So thank you once again for your time, and continue doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Asante, thank you for the invite as well. I appreciate it.
Thank you for honoring the invite as well. So, guys, you've heard from Waridi, and in case you want to follow her, in case you want to know more about her, you can find her on her socials. And yeah, stay tuned to Kenya Online Media for more. Sorry.
I also run an organization called Waridi Foundation. We also do much more on advancing on SDGs and of course keeping the girls in school for quality education and also trying to end period poverty. I must appreciate all the partners I've been having on board. Asanteni sana. So far we've managed, through your partnership, we've managed to reach over 9,000 girls with reusable sanitary towels that last for 5 years. So that is both in Kenya and in Tanzania. So we continue fighting for the girl child and we continue standing for the quality education. Yes.
That was very important. Yeah. Anyway, guys, keep it Kenya Online Media for more.